source of very many bookings, but we've had some experiments that have proven that Facebook can be quite successful in obtaining long-term rentals. So we've started this practice of putting in probe listings to essentially at test prices to see how the market responds and getting some positive results from the probe listings. We got our first rental at Villa Bodas, which was unrented for a month, just recently with the probe listing. So this, I believe, is an initiative that supports the mission of revenue management to have top of market performance for our distribution platforms. It also supports the initiatives of branding. As you can see, there's a bit of Bukit Vista branding also as well that gets our brand out to the general community. And the next part, this is actually supporting the mission of creating an innovative hospitality culture for our company. And this is the video training set for online guest support. This has been created, and I just want to highlight this particular project because I think this will make essentially it faster and easier to train future online guest support. This was pioneered by a few people. Chandra was the one that was the project champion behind this particular idea. Ara and also Rizal helped execute and produce some videos and also coordination for this project. So these are definitely helping us to create innovative hospitality culture that will lead the industry. Okay, so those are some progress points that we're making in support of our overall mission to become the world's most innovative hospitality company. For a weekly update, we got some new stuff that's pretty cool. So just to announce, I had to speak with some of the people in revenue management yesterday. And apparently, we haven't socialized this, but there are employee office hours hosted by ARA from 3 to 4. So this is similar to our initiative to have owner office hours, but these are for HR. I'll let actually Ara talk a little bit more about that. Over to you, Ara.
Okay, so hello, good morning, everyone. As I already stated on one-on-one with each of you, I'm going to have a hour since actually last month already, and for some person like Andre and Nadine already attended and trying to do also like joining this hour. So this particular occasion is basically if you guys have anything to discuss regarding HR or anything that you want to ask and ping me, I will be available on 3 and 4 to you all. So yeah, that's pretty much it about employee hours.
Fantastic. And every day or only certain days are?
It's every day, except if I'm taking day off.
Okay. So please refer to Ara's calendar on Google Calendar to see which times are available. And you can sign up for a session if you have anything related that you'd like to speak to HR or just share your opinions. Ara is a very good listener, and we'll try to address your ideas, concerns, and other matters that you'd like to speak about. Okay, moving forward, we have a lunch hour. Okay, I'll go to Ara for an update on that one.
Okay, so this one is basically initiative from HR that I'm going to have to integrate lunch hour for Bali and Jogja because previously we have different lunch hour, which is at 12 Wita right now. And everyone is invited to join a virtual lunch hour on whereby Bukit Vista every day to spend more time together with your team. So this is pretty casual actually to raise the bonding between one another of us.
Got it. Okay, thank you very much, Ara. Once again, this is not a mandatory meeting. This is just so that everybody who wants to hang out can share lunch. We can try a virtual lunch culture. All right, moving along. So one of the things that I think is pretty important, and we've been listening to one-on-one feedbacks, is this aspect of leadership. So leadership means many things to different people. I'll put it this way right now. Because the company has moved from Bukit Vista 3 to Bukit Vista 4, the missions are slightly different than before. And I think it will require some time to determine and elevate the leadership quality to the level of where I would feel comfortable saying that, okay, we have strategic understanding of the mission to allow for leaders to take more full control over their teams. That being said, I'd like to clarify my position on how I see leadership at this moment. So leadership is so many things, but in terms of where it supports a mission, it means that you should be fluent in the 4 aspects of good leadership, which is discovery, being able to really identify the key opportunities and key problems. Second part is prioritization. Once we've seen the ideas, being able to prioritize that at a chapter level, but also at a company level, at understanding what needs to be done before what in order to get the best output for your team. The third level is the problem solving aspect. And problem solving is many things. Sometimes problem solving means a technical problem, sometimes it's a person problem. And these are skills and developments that need to be reinforced and enhanced. And the last part is, of course, the execution. And execution requires collaboration, communication. It requires good motivation around the team that you lead in order for this to successfully work. Now, I am currently a little bit more hands-off on the Scrum now. The Scrum runs on their own. I'm a little bit more involved in discussion management at this point for various chapters. For the other parts of leadership where I want to see development. Ultimately, I'd like to actually not have to be so involved so that I can spend more time with my family so that I can actually think a little bit more outside of just the immediate concerns of this company. So what does that mean for the time being? That means that I'm looking for new leaders to develop. I'm looking for old leaders to enhance their skills. Now, there is the aspect of leadership that is about listening to people, making decisions about where people are going to be, senior advice. That part, I think we can remain with the existing structure. So whoever is more senior here, I expect that they can be a frame of reference and a role model for people that are a little bit newer in the company, right? But for what leadership means, I think a full capacity means being able to set a direction and then lead a team to execute in that direction and be able to pivot and change course accordingly to shifting priorities. It is challenging. It is, I think, also complex, but until I see, let's say, a competency around these aspects, we'll still remain involved in at least the monitoring phase of such. That being said, I want everyone to know that if you want to be a leader, then just take more active participation in these aspects. Try to identify more opportunities, try to prioritize or contribute to prioritization through discussion, execute, and also problem solve. When those aspects are there, then I would like to let the chapters lead themselves. Okay. Now, are we ready to have independent chapter and leadership? It really depends on the chapter. I've seen different amounts of self-guidance in each particular chapter. And the aspects I think that are the most crucial are identifying the biggest problems and opportunities and also prioritization. Prioritization is something I've noticed that I think everybody's struggling with at this moment. So being able to zone in and prioritize on the correct aspects is super important. If you're not sure, ask the most senior person in your team. If you're still not sure, ask me. I have a pretty clear understanding of what we need to prioritize right now. All right. And I'm trying to share that through all hands with everybody. Also, I've noticed some systematic gaps in each chapter sometimes. I've noticed gaps in understanding. So we need to remember what our core business principles are. And when we forget those, sometimes we get misaligned objectives and misaligned initiatives. I think this aspect is somewhat cultural, and we're trying to alleviate through step on toes. It's this idea of shyness. And I've been trying to remove shyness through this culture of getting leadership feedback, and I think we're making some progress on it. But ultimately, this is super important. If you're going to lead, you have to be able to have necessary but uncomfortable discussions with anybody, and I think that's super important. If we don't give the necessary communication to the right people, then we shouldn't expect them to change their behaviors. So this aspect of shyness can really, I think, impede leadership progress, and it can also impede chapter progress. So what I'm trying to do is create a more open culture where communication is so much not just about what to say or when to say it, but how to say it, and to say it even if it's difficult to say. Okay. And then the last part is about synergy, getting everybody to work in a fully aligned manner. There are some chapters I've seen where there's a lot of activity happening, but when you zoom out a little bit, you kind of ask, okay, is this actually adding to the mission or adding to the initiative? And that part might be unclear. Okay, so I'm defining basically my criteria for what I see as effective leadership, and I want to actually invite everybody to think about becoming more autonomous. I don't want to be going to a meeting every day to every chapter. But until, let's say, I see that there is a good sense of autonomy, a good sense of direction, prioritizing. I don't want to leave, have you guys get misguided and then have to come back later. It's a little bit better if we just say, let's extend the training period for leadership until we see good leadership development. All right, what you guys can control is this. If you'd like to take on leadership, aim to think systematically. This has been a takeaway that we've heard a few times now from professional mentors. We've heard this from Siki, but also from Mohammed Waz. And thinking systematically is so important to where we want to go. Yeah, so that part I'll emphasize repeatedly. And if you'd like to follow, or if you don't really want to lead here at all, then support the people that you believe inspire you, and let them know that you're behind them. Let them know that, hey, I think you have a good idea. Be a good follower if you don't want to lead. So that way, your leaders get the feedback and support that they need to effectively do their mission well. All right. So what we're looking to achieve, the leader's mission for every chapter should be aligned to what we've stated before. It should be a person that's able to lead the mission to help Bukit Vista become the most innovative hospitality company in the world. And that means a few things: systematically, collaboratively, and also having, I think, emotional maturity is super important. Not necessarily seeing everything in a personal way, but seeing it in how other people will feel, yeah, and how other people interpret things. Try to see things from other people's perspectives. Okay, that's the overarching principle that I want to discuss. I think it's fairly crucial based on some of the feedback that we've been hearing from one-on-ones. Okay, I got some good news. So Airbnb is coming on a comeback. So on CNN this morning, I was happy to see one of the news is that Airbnb has announced that they're getting a lot of bookings domestically, but also domestically meaning in the US, but also in a few other countries as well. This is made headline news. And what people apparently are doing is that they are getting tired of lockdowns and they are moving around more. So this part is really good news, and I'll leave the article on the All Hands if you would like to read more about it. So that's pretty cool. Okay, all right. So the June theme is to really think about how to make impact. So the past few months, we've gotten started on getting our research culture done right, getting our communication culture done correctly. But now it's more about how can we align all the resources
We
and
all
all the
live in the
people.
world and see that sharing.
How to align our resources and make impact. So to thrive, assume that we have limited resources. Let's get better at prioritizing. We have, I think, a huge collection of skill sets now. We have a huge collection of advice and mentorship that we've learned. Let's prioritize now and figure out what we want to do first so that we can actually achieve impact. The work and collaboration, I think, can be directed to the most impactful projects. So if you're thinking about doing something, gravitate towards projects that do show impact. And I'll go over some of the things that we discovered actually in May later. One, short-term wins. So meaning that if there is something that we can do short-term that will achieve victory, that is good. Go for that. But we also want long-term gains too as well. Or not but, and we want long-term gains as well. If something that you're doing will take some more time to actually develop fruition, that's perfectly fine. That is a good direction. We want you to also think about how to align your project to a long-term gain. On survival, same mission as always. We're going to find and close the largest, simplest deals in the market and maintain our ranking on Airbnb. All right, the vision of getting to the greatest feasible opportunity still remains the same. This comes up as the hospitality management as a service. We've discussed and gone over the vision of what this should feel like to owners. If you're new to the company, then I think you can read about it here in the Skift article. That gives kind of a general overview of the marketplace that we're going for. It's broken down over here, and yeah, that's that. Okay, the timeline prediction is still very rough. I can't really place my finger on it. But I do have actually some good news. Let's open Tableau, and while we wait for that to load up, are we in a recovery yet? Are we in a recovery? And I believe we are, finally. We had initially planned 18 months of this, but I think things are actually getting better. And why do I see that? Because based on what we've seen in revenue management, there's been a steady accumulation and actually acceleration of these longer term rentals. So I've been seeing a lot more people rent long term. I think yesterday we just got 90-day booking for mini villas. We've been consistently getting people who are renting villas out for a month at a time. So this is really good. This is a lot of I think it's going to be a new type of marketing and a new type of market where people are in fact deciding that, well, if you can work from home, why not just work from Bali? They're coming here to spend longer holidays, or they're going to, not really holiday, but sort of a work and holiday at the same time. So I think we're in a recovery phase already. There is activity in the marketplace and it is speeding up, and probe listings are going in, more Facebook ads are getting dropped, and we're hoping to accumulate and fill our villas with longer term rentals. So that part looks pretty good. In the meantime, I'll load the Tableau and show everybody what the finance actually looks like. Okay, while we wait for that to load, everything else is pretty much the same. Okay, let's quickly overview the missions again. So leadership mission is to lead the mission, become the most innovative hospitality company in the world. HR's mission is to have the greatest professional hospitality innovation network and also build innovation culture for leading the global hospitality industry. Marketing is now to build the collection of the world's best collection of short-term rental properties for post-COVID-19. So we should be able to acquire any property anywhere and also discover best properties in the world. HAR is looking to superhost at scale, so serving unlimited number of guests at 5-star reviews. Community is looking to create the most innovative hospitality community in the world by keeping things lean and agile. And RM and AI is looking to survive by optimizing cash flow and focusing on the most important deals, and to thrive by top market performance for our distribution platforms, and accelerate revenue growth for the global portfolio of properties. IT and product is looking to create amazing digital products to survive by providing self-service operational tools for partners and also improve communication quality between the company and the partner, and to thrive by providing unlimited services to guests by activating on-demand services, service providers, solution to partners that have limited resources by providing on-demand hospitality services, and become the go-to app to market hospitality services. Okay, really quickly, this is our revenue. So what this tracks, everyone, is future revenue. So it looks at the date, and then it looks at how much revenue is 3 months ahead of the current date. So if we look at the current date, which is sometime in June, so where are we? So we're doing actually pretty good. As of June 20, not June 26 right now. We're at June 9th right now, looking up 3 months ahead. We have something on the order of 900. Wow, that's okay. That's pretty good. 987 million of Indonesia rupiah in reservations of the future. All right, these are reservations that have been booked that have not been executed yet. The good news is that this is looking like it's peaking up a bit, so that's positive. But to also give some a little bit more context for what things have been looking like overall, a few months ago we were back up here. Now we're over here. So even though it's a local maximum, it's absolutely still a sort of minimum. But the good news is that it is growing. So it means that people are feeling more confident in booking. Take a look at our US dollar account, because we track them separately now. The US dollar account is a little bit more shy, definitely not doing as well. So June 6th is the closest that we have. So on June 6th, we have about $8,786 of future revenue. This is kind of normal as our business has pivoted away from more like villas with foreigners to more guest houses with Indonesian owners. So what we've seen here is fairly not just an effect of coronavirus, but it's also an effect of general business shifting of a balance point. So this also taken in context, this has been happening since August as well. Okay, the next part is tracking inquiries. So the inquiry traffic, I believe, has actually gone up a bit due to, we think it could be some of the probe listings and such that we've been putting out in the marketplace. And also, no, sorry, this is due to the price changes that I think Vidi and Lillis have been activating across different properties. So we do see a bit denser amount of inquiries now, which is good. Mostly coming for Chapung and Bivilla, which is good, and also lot 6. You can see the distribution here. We get about 20% of the inquiries that come in are for Uluwatu, 17% for Bingin, 15% in Canggu, about 7.8% Padang Padang, and let's see, Ubud gets about 8% of the inquiries. Nusa Dua gets about 8% of the inquiries and such. The majority of our inquiries, about 65% of them, are for villas at the moment. So that hopefully gives everybody a zoomed out view on what's happening in inquiries. And in terms of bookings, we've also seen we're seeing distributions in bookings. Nusa Dua gets about 27% of all the bookings that are, all the room nights that have been sold. So we're counting the room nights sold so far. And the majority of room nights have also been sold in the villa category, about 55% versus 30%. Okay, so Nusa Dua, Canggu, Seminyak, and Ongsan seem to be the top contenders. Jimbaran's also coming up as well. Okay, so that's what data looks like on a global recovery sort of point of view. Let's go over really quickly now to everybody's achievements, growth, favorite smell, and also their biggest actionable discovery. Let's go to Tendi. All right, Tendi, over to you.
Okay, thank you, sir. So my biggest achievement last week is I can do the cross chapter initiative with the content for with Diba as well for the 360 photo, and then we will planning to produce the MVP for tomorrow, the H resident first with Diba, and then my biggest personal growth is understanding about the systematic thinking. That's good for make a system for the HAR. And then my favorite smell is vanilla. So everything that with the application of vanilla, I like it. And then the biggest actionable discovery is create a system for host for long-term learning, like a pre-hosting, hosting, and post-hosting is important. So I start to the pre-hosting for the new initiative in HAR. Okay, thank you.
Tendi, since we're here, let's go over to your community.
Yes.
As well. So
Good. Okay. Yeah. So for the community, I have been trained Taman Putuh and then Puri Kelapa for digitize the check-in process. So they in the future, so they will using bigger for the check-in for the database. So the guest not using the manual form again, so that will be more efficient and then effective for the guest check-in. And then the personal growth is using the new method, person to person for discussion management to know where is the member are. Okay, and then the same for the smell. And then the last one is how to motivate owner to join our training program and make them understand why the program is important. That's my actionable discovery. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Tendi. Let's go over to next is Nadine. Nadine, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Over to you.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Hey.
Okay, so the biggest achievement last week, it's I already got one deals actually, but these 2 deals with Olala, but that all got from Facebook inquiry optimization, and also now ambient content already involved to this project. So this Facebook inquiry optimization is kind of like getting stronger right now, and then for the biggest growth is I see now that I got more confidence to discuss, ask, and decide. And also, my favorite smell is actually this one, chamomile tea. I really like that. And also, the biggest actionable discovery, I think that don't underestimate something we never try or we don't know. Just try it and do first, then assess or judge.
Excellent, excellent. That's really good. That's the spirit of failing fast. Okay, thank you very much. Let's go next to Shinthia. Shinthia, over to you.
Okay, hello, good morning, everyone.
Where is Shinthia? You wear glasses.
Yeah. Okay. So I will start with the first. It's my biggest achievement for this week. Since I just like kinda restart again this week. So the biggest achievement is start to arrange a webinar with the SP Pariwisata UGM. I have speak with Pak Givari about this. And the speaker will be from the ex Airbnb and ex Uber employee. And then for the biggest personal growth, a seminar isn't always right. So I think we can learn from each other, even they are a first flight. Yeah. And this is my favorite scene. It's sandalwood. And then also, what is the last point is biggest discovery. I'm trying to listen more on that. I see the things better. That's all.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Sophia. How are you feeling?
A lot better.
Okay, all right. You look great. You look good. Okay, let's go next to Andre. Andre, over to you, sir.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Andre.
My biggest achievement is now start to implement on Jogja region with the three first property as the FVP on Jogja. And my biggest personal growth, understanding that details is matter because I've been doing mistakes lately, last week, and yeah, we need to be more detailed. That's my personal evaluation for me. So this is my favorite smell. It's from Lifebuoy. It's a soap. It's, like every time I open a new soap of Lifebuoy, I like to put it on my nose and smell it like deeply. Like that. It's very strong and very, very, I love it. Just love it. And this is my biggest, what's the actionable discovery is to motivating owner as a community or the one who communicate with them and help them to thrive with Bukit Vista.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
Andre Sabunan.
Sure,
Okay, thank you very much. Let's go next to Diba. All right, Diba.
Okay, thank you, and good morning, everyone.
Hi, Diba.
Morning.
So, my biggest achievement this week is learn how to make a 362 content and also learn how to create a brand book as well. And for the biggest personal growth is to learn to how to build pages from both sides. So, in one side, you're building the product, and on the other side, you're finding the feedback and the product market fit as well. My three favorite smell is battery chore, new newspaper, and a leftover toothpaste on someone else's mouth, weirdly. And then I discovered the best way to migrate website, one page at a time, not all at once. And then the best way to do brand book is also to provide a template to make easier for everyone that is not a content or marketing person.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Let's go next to Rizal. Rizal, over to you.
Okay, thank you, sir. For my biggest achievement is start the A/B test method for Facebook and that works when lead is contact us and through a website conversion. And for my personal growth is try different perspective for finding the best result. And I like smell of Indomie, and I believe everyone is also like it. And for the actionable discovery is reach the prospective partner and increase the number of leads with explainer video, product markup, and also new pitch deck. Okay,
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Rizal. Wow, that's good. Okay, Gani's got a funny one here. Let's go, Gani.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Morning, Gani.
My biggest achievement last week is I got one booking deal from posting Villa Buddha's monthly rate campaign on Facebook. Thank you, RM and HR team for the help. And then my personal growth is I've been decluttering some tasks that have low impact and invest time to learn new skill like designing website using Elementor.
Nice.
So yeah, this is my favorite smell, especially on the payday. Yeah, I like payday.
Bisa aja Gani ya.
I was joking with Gani that it has to be at least 20 million for it to have that smell, yeah? Yes, all right. Okay.
On the what's the last year one? The last actionable discovery is I found some potential market on Facebook. Yeah, that's it. Thank
Okay.
you.
Got it. Okay, next one to Aldo. Aldo, to you.
Hello everyone, good morning. So my biggest achievement last week is I update 100 plus content for 100 plus system inventory task figure with top from 50. Is that some of it is actually it's actually unlisted, but in bigger is listed, and I'll help you with that. My biggest personal growth is I implement reward and punishment to myself for what I have and have not done last week. And my favorite smell is cinnamon. It's very sweet and deep smell for me. And my biggest actionable discovery is I find many property searcher from Russian gas or Telegram group. Is actually asked by Mawayan to see if there is any inquiries from that group, and I found that from the Russian gas.
Oh my God! Wow, that's cool. That's a brand new channel. This part is. I have to ask, Aldo, what do you do to reward and punish yourself?
No, the punishment is like extra work hours maybe, and maybe I buy that I like me.
Okay, I get this sense of like Da Vinci Code where you flog yourself or something. Okay, all right. Interesting.
Oh,
All right, let's go to Lilith. Vinny, I think Vinny's here. All right, let's go to Lilith. Over to you, Lilith. Achievements.
Good morning, everyone. So my achievement last week is submitting the partnership proposal aligned with vision statement for future owners, and then together with Mas Kani, Nadine, Vidi, and Mawayan to make a deal for Villa Bodas, and then get some long-term incentive from the new prices on Talkit, and then my personal growth is better self-work structure and improve collaboration cross chapter. Okay, so favorite smell is green because I eat much a few days ago, and then that is all. That one is the discovery. Find some luxury properties that HR can sell to the guests when they lack of supply.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you very much, Lilith. Great smell. All right, let's go over to Ara. Okay, it's Ara.
Okay, so for my biggest achievement for this week is basically I made some pivot on trial program to create new best practices as we are going to have 3 new candidates for a trial program starting this Thursday. And then for this one, the personal growth that I noticed is that new practices on digging deeper on people motives dropping out from the trial program. So this is specifically about HR. And then my favorite smell, if you guys know this is Kim Kardashian's fragrances. I like musk, like it's not condom, okay? So I like white musk actually, but this one is also recently more favorite, like violet musk. And then for this one actionable, I think this is I like to everyone in the team knows that fluency and awareness of new culture should be applied by involved human by every team at any angle. And what I mean by like any angle is like, for example, on meetings, we're involved not just being an attendees, but also a chairperson, right? So people understand how to become a leader, how to become a chair, and also how to become a secretary and any other roles. Also, that's I'm going to be applied as I already announced on the announcement yesterday. On happy hour, I will delegate happy hour weekly by pairing 2 of you each week to work together to host happy hour. So yeah, that's pretty much for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ara. Okay, let's go on. Oh, this is me. Okay, so on my side, my biggest achievement is that I really like seeing everybody working on some of the ideas that we've been working on. So probe listing, Facebook groups, peer-to-peer leadership feedback, and even partnerships with our first Singapore university. So these are all ideas that we had, seeds that we planted months ago, and now they are coming into fruition. So this is really really cool. It's beautiful seeing that. My biggest personal growth is probably my weight. I'm getting a little bit bigger now, but also on a more serious side, to understanding that I understand that good leadership does take time to develop. It's not just you're a leader. It does take time to actually develop leadership, and personally, and also for other people as well. But it's also really rewarding to watch personal growth. It's really rewarding to see people grow and become a better version of their former selves. And I've also noticed that growth is equal to some pain. I don't think there is any growth without going through a little bit of pain on that progress. So I've come to accept that. The other thing that, I love lemongrass. I don't know, but I remember whenever I think of Bali, I think of lemongrass when I was a traveler here. But that's great. Lemongrass soap, lemongrass, aromas. Okay, and for the biggest actionable discovery, I think that we can actually take the idea of an inquiry. We can go on Facebook with an inquiry probe, and I think that will help us get leads anywhere in the world. There are Facebook groups all over the world that have houses or villas to rent or sell. So I think this can actually be actionable on a global scale, and it can help us actually accumulate properties globally. We'll just need to discover which areas and which Facebook groups to focus on. Okay, next to Rafik.
Good morning, BP Mania. Please subscribe and click the notification. So my achievement, I think, is the starting working regarding the hospital standard with the community team, and then the biggest personal growth. This is the better timing management between family and working. So now is for my time for my son and my wife and everything. And then the third one is I like coffee. That's why I miss this Lux because in the morning I always Moilo making a good coffee. I really miss this. Maybe I will going to get Sunday. So
Okay, all right.
I
We'll
will,
see you.
yeah. And then the last one is biggest discovery is mostly like research, so collecting data and summary data regarding the hospitality standard. That's all.
Okay.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you very much, Rafik. We miss you drinking the coffee too as well. Okay, Tendi, we've already gone over. So Rian, okay, over to Rian for your update.
Okay, thank you everyone. So I think it's my the biggest achievement from last week is again trust from Mark giving. So thank you, Astayu, for gave my number to Mark. And over from Busan, I've helped him to reconcile the finance question. So it's pretty good time after 3C and everything. So again, a trust from Mark giving. It's pretty good. It's pretty good things to have as a community manager. So yeah, that's my biggest achievement. And my biggest personal growth is gaining confidence to lead a meeting week after week, leading a chapter Scrum and a pillar. So yeah, reducing the pillar and everything, it's my biggest achievement. And then next to was it? Oh yeah, favorite smell. Actually, there's plenty of smell that I love, like smell of money. I love it too, Gani. So especially after payday, so it's pretty nice. And then the smell of a new clothes. So yeah, it comes with the money as well. So, but this is separate because I love the idea. I don't know who brought the idea of a favorite smell. I think it's you, sir. Recently, I just got this. This is a quite rare perfume to find in any other part in Indonesia. So, like 3 days ago, my ex just sent me this, and my favorite. And yeah, it's I don't know. I can't tell you the smell, but it's pretty good. So probably you might need to try because you can't find it in Shopee. But yeah, yeah, it's very easy to find Shopee. But sometimes I just I don't know, too lazy to do that because well, okay, but yeah, that's my favorite smell. Apart from money, I second that. I second that, Kani. And then my biggest actionable discovery is a fail fast, but people have a slight change to the technical problem. So yeah, I think our value is doing pretty well for during my last week.
Okay, thank you very much.
My bit. Yeah.
Excellent. Let's go next to Bayu. Okay, Bayu, over to you.
Okay, good morning everyone.
Morning.
biggest achievement this week is the updates for bigger are live now. So mostly the improvement in mobile interface. So I will do the demo later today at 11. I already invite everyone here. So please join that if you want to see the updates. And then the second one is implementing the tracking on Bigger, so to see the active user. So that also can be monitored in real time as well. Yeah, you can see on actually that's on the Google account, the Bukit Vista Google account. So if you have access to that, you can see that. So you can see the page that the user is visiting and the action that they do, like clicking on which button.
Nice.
And then next, personal growth, cutting my own hair. So I cut my own hair without any help, actually. So that's the first time because that's the third try, because the first time I try I cannot do that. So now I think I mastered the level 3. So that's good. It's a lifetime investment because I don't need to go to barber anymore. I just buy just one apa sih namanya, the hair cutter. So yeah, so goodbye barber. So my favorite smell is lemongrass. Actually, I don't know why I like it. It's like gingery and fresh, and I have that in my diffuser as well here and in my bedroom as well. So that I like that. And the actionable discovery is basically a reminder for me and for other people as well. So that offer communicate on this time remote working is better. I think sometimes we always think that this is already good. Like we have a good communication channel, for example. Like we have already announced it on Slack, for example. But sometimes because the habit of everyone is different. Sometimes they don't check it, or they still in the old habit or different habit. So I think offer communicate is better. You can remind them twice or 3 times. I think that's it from me, Jing.
All right, thank you very much, buddy. Funny, okay. Looks hilarious about the haircut thing. Okay, let's go to Lana. You're up.
For the discussion, I will proceed because we don't have more time.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning, Mo.
Wais, kurang semangat ya semua orang ini ya. Morning, Mo.
Morning.
Saya selalu semangat, Mbak, karena pakai leboy, Mbak.
Oh ya.
Pakai sabun ya.
Ya, sabunan semua. Okay, biggest achievement. Like I'm not sure it's called a biggest achievement. And for this week, I found a new way to find a villa online, and it's kind of exciting. But I'm still learning, like what you call, like how is the best way to filter which one is owner, which one is agent. Is a bit, a lot of work to do in there, but it's exciting. Biggest personal growth is better understanding every post, like that's something new. And the flower, I like the flower smell. Like my favorite one is the first flower, but it's hard to find. But this one below too is easily find, and then I tend to be like, if a flower pot, I bring it to my room or put it in my mask. So what I did is like cempaka, I put it in my mask. So the smell of the mask every time you breathe is smells very good. Actually, I enjoy wearing a mask these days because it's kind of like mask too. So I just enjoying to breathe it. And then for actionable one, it just help Madin to close deal at Bodas, and also monitoring the extension lot 3 and then gonna collect the payment by today and rumah pertama as well. So that's the deal of this month. That's it from me, guys.
Okay, thank you very much. So let's get next to Kiki. Over to Kiki for updates.
Hello, morning everyone.
Hi, Kiki.
So my achievement for this week, I get us a meeting with Nanyang Technological University, Mr. Disman, and they publish our internship program to Singapore University. And also, I'm on my way to carry out three public discussion in collaboration with three different university organizations. So yeah, that's my achievement so far. And then my biggest personal goal, so I become quicker to solve my problems, and I also implement. This is a good thing that you guys can try. I mention three things that make you feel grateful today before I sleep. It's good for our stress management. You can try it, and it might affect your performance at work or on the next day. So yeah, and my favorite smell. So it's well, the best smell. The best smell in the world is actually the smell of food, and in my case, it's burning. Yeah, it's a mixture of soy sauce and charcoal burning. Like wherever you pass the satay, tukang satay, and you smell satay, you can tell the flavor is good. The flavor is not that good. So yeah, that's satay is the best smell in the world. And oh yeah, my biggest actionable discovery is I set multiple term of reference with simple structure, not the complicated one. So when I was in college and people choose me to lead or organize public discussions, I tend to use complicated terms, but lately when I'm maintaining a relationship with several university organizations who want to hold a webinar or a public discussion or whatever with us, they prefer simple thoughts rather than complex ones. So I think it's good to stick to this simple structure. So yeah, that's pretty much for myself. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Kiki, for the update and good discovery too as well. Let's go to Kezia.
Hello, good morning everyone.
Hello, Kezia.
So, okay, maybe I don't think it's a biggest achievement for me, but I think it's a biggest growth of me while I'm being internship in Bukit Vista. So my biggest achievement is deep dive the potential content to increase engagement and visit profile company through Instagram. And next to biggest personal growth is I'm being more understanding about how to become a problem solver thinker with the collaboration to support my own project in the content team as well. And my favorite smell is shea butter because basically I like this smell from body soap products. So yeah, this smell is really good, really smooth, and yeah. And next, my biggest actionable discovery is create a bank content for BV is Instagram content so it can be more effective and discover more idea for uploading content to Instagram. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Kezia. All right, let's go continue on. Okay, so we have these parts as before, and I think we can skip over our OPRs. And okay, all right. Let's go to the core value recognition. So I think I don't know if I've announced this one already, but probably not. Let's go over it. So I gave Andre a core value recognition on fail fast and never settle because Andre created a neat little snippet tool for helping the note-taking process. He pivoted quickly for advice in the community chapter and helped Foster to create a layout for taking notes. I saw that happen and I was like, that's actually really cool. Thinking about how to pivot quickly. Next one is over to Rizal. This isn't a core value, but it's also part of leadership. So I decided to recognize him for an opportunity discovery. While me and Rizal were discussing about the new vision statement for owners, Rizal thought, wait, we can make that into actually a video. And I think that's actually a good opportunity discovery because it has the potential to scale our message to be an effective online tool for online marketing campaigns. So that was a good catch on how you can take something from written form over to video form. Oh, wow, thank you, Kiki. Okay, Kiki has given me core value recognition for helping others first, and she helped me during a meeting with Mr. Desmond and to you to discuss our first internship publication in Singapore University. Although I already set my key results, I'm still lacking explaining BV's core business in detail, but Jing helped me to do that. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much for the update then. All right, one last turn over to over to Diba for announcements. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Jay. Okay, everyone. I don't know what's the best way to communicate this, but I've decided, actually, both me and Jing decided that for me, I will tender my resignation. And I don't know what's the best way to communicate, but I feel like it's a breakup, but I think it's natural as well at the same time. So like sometimes that when people grow, they grow apart, but it's been one hell of a ride with this company for sure. And like what Jin said as well, I'm pretty sure that we are going to like cross each other's path as well again in the future. And yeah, thank you for making this the least ugly breakup that I've ever had. So cheers to that for BP. And for this one, I will prioritize the website migration for content team and also finishing the brand book. So it will be easier for the teacher team. So thank you guys for everything else.
And I want to say thank you also to Diba for her years of service here at Bukit Vista. When Diba was just coming in, I think we were extremely weak in the entire content team. There was nowhere near to this level of sophistication, and also I think the idea generation was far more limited. So since Diba's been here, I want to commend her for building incredible teams, system level thinking about how to actually integrate content to other chapters, and all the personal hard work that I've seen Diba put in, and also the way that she's led her team to contribute in the best way possible for our shared mission. So Diba, yes, I definitely believe that you've been a landmark member to get us to where we are today. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So that's pretty much it. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to say at the all hands in Diba's time here? No? Going once? Yes, to Bayu.
Masih Mas Bayu masih meeting owner masih.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, masih.
What about the work? No. Actually, yeah, I just want to recognize Diba as well. So because we are started basically together. We are started when we have almost zero content person, and actually I'm impressed by the growth that Diba have from being just newly onboarded into and growing into leading a team. That's a big growth, and I hope that the spirit also remains in the team, that everyone can grow, everyone can be better than the leader. That the leader is not the best person in the place, and I hope that you have an exciting journey ahead of you, Diba.
Alhamdulillah, insyaAllah. Terima kasih Mas Bayu. I believe where I am today is also a platform that you gave me earlier on the early days, I remember. Yeah, so much opportunities though that Mas Bayu gave me as well in this company. So thanks.
All right, thank you, Bayu, for the thoughts and the words. Anybody else? Anybody? Let me mic off. Go ahead, babe.
Okay, for Diba, I would like to say thank you so much for
For
Yeah.
taking whiskers to the
Yeah,
fair.
I miss one of my tete. So yeah, thank you so much, Diba, for being here and being like have a great contribution and actually like you grow here so much, and I'm really what you call like I really like proud of you that like from I remember like Bayu also train from the training like take a picture the angle like I still remember in the squad room, and like yeah I think you can still grow and to the next level. So yeah, keep your spirit positive, like we keep in touch. So just at the moment like yeah, just keep your spirit and positive of yourself so that's you can grow bigger.
Thank you, Mo.
Thank you, babe.
Yeah.
All right, Rafik, anything that you'd like to say, Rafik?
Yeah.
No.
So I would like to say thank you so much. So the best experience with Diva is the first handling overbooking at Canggu with her. While she's taking a photo, I just grab her, just taking overbooking here with me. How to show overbooking? Just listen for me. What of this? So overbooking is ending, and we talk a lot at Warung Ebo with Diva and regarding how to handling the owner and everything. So I I cannot say anything, and it's only the best for you. And we will miss our sebat together.
Iya, Cok.
Ya nggak apa-apa, mungkin nanti ya masih kok masih di Bali, masih di Bali.
Kepleset kan ngapain ketolongan.
Iya kepleset aja, sabunan aja nyampe. Okay, thank you Diba for the contribution.
Thank you, Raffi.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much once again, Diva. And this was, yes, Diva's right. This was mutually agreed. I was also part of this decision too as well. Okay. On positive note, I think Bayu's having his discussion about the new rollout and also the digital marketing scene that's happening at the same time. Later on at 2 o'clock today, I'd like to announce the winners of the revenue bonus and the parties that will be recognized for the contributions in May. So if you guys want to come back at 2 o'clock, we will announce the winners for the revenue bonuses in May. Okay, that's it for today. Have a great week ahead, everyone, and stay safe, stay healthy. Get out, get some fresh air. The lockdown has officially ended, so get back to the new normal. Okay. All right. Have a good day, everyone. See you.
Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
You in the other room, yeah?
Yeah.